And we're going live.
Let's be honest here. Life is about relationships. Everything we do as people revolves around each other. But whether you are a husband, single dad, or a couple facing new challenges, life is not easy. Did you know that having a successful and uncomplicated relationship is not a matter of luck? It requires the ability to be open, honest, and vulnerable. But where do you learn how to do that? It's time you tune into You've Got Mail, Messages from Him, a unique radio show geared toward the Black male perspective of family, relationships, and community. I'm your host, TaShon, a certified relationship coach who brings a relaxed and unbiased perspective to issues such as communication, trust, breakups, divorce, and more. I know how to listen and understand. So tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to You've Got Mail, Messages from Him, and prepare to be educated, entertained, and enlightened.
2 and 1.
WSTN BB HD1, Atlanta, a situations media station. Time for some conversations about Black men, for Black men, with Black men. You've Got Mail, Messages from Him, with TaShon and friends, on the sound of Morris Brown College, 102.6, The Situation.
Saturday mornings I'm tuned in. Listen in to TaShon, she be going in. Black queen for us black kings. We can learn a thing or two when we're locked in. One of the few places we can be heard. Man, I rocks with her, that's my word. The show is enlightening, engagement always enticing. I always come with an open mind, I'm never frightened. I'm guaranteed to walk away with many rules. Now that I'm thinking everything else is minuscule. We're the fools who don't protect black women. No arguing, disrespect, and that's it, y'all. Please come in peace when you call in, cause a friend is able to slouch fair going in. You got mail messages from him. Y'all better listen if you wanna win. You wanna win in life, y'all. You wanna win in life. Tune in to TaShon and friends. You got mail messages from him. Yeah. You've got mail messages from him. 10 a.m. to noon Saturdays. Tune in. Yeah.
Hey, Saya.
You've got mail messages from him.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, what's going on?
How is everyone? You've got mail messages from him. I am your girl, TaShon. I got my friends. I got Tank the Sports Guy.
Good morning. You are taking over the world. Ladies and gentlemen. Listen, the takeover.
It is broadcasting.
Everything from shot putting to putting.
There you go.
Rolling in the green.
There you go. We got Ghost.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. He
It lives for me to be back here because I always play the bomb when
you know what I'm saying.
Every time
he say, look, I was told yesterday the longer my hair get, the worse I get. So.
Oh, that's what it is. That's
here
what
we
it
go.
is.
So you know, yeah. So the longer it gets, you know, it's becoming my lion's name.
Oh Lord. Here we go.
So now when they greet you, they be like, "What up, man? What up?
What's up, Brian? And we got the green machine on the ones and twos.
Yeah.
DJ Johnny Prince is doing a shoot or something.
Yeah,
He working. He doing work.
A whole photo shoot.
He working.
Wait, mute yourself.
Mute myself.
Okay,
that's
the reason I left the broadcast because you got to mute me too.
Mute you. Okay.
Yeah, when I come back in, mute me.
Mute you. Okay.
Yeah.
But the only one that's unmuted is Green Machine.
Sugar crisp.
Sugar crisp.
Any Saturday morning.
Hey, ain't no they want to go through. You know it's ridiculous when I know the song now because of you.
They are cutting up.
Okay. Siri. Hold on. Mute me now.
Okay, I muted you.
You muted me?
Uh-huh.
So why am I still?
The only person who sound up.
Somebody volume up.
My volume ain't up. My volume is down, and it's still doing it. Look.
My volume is down.
Volume up. No, it's my phone. But I'm saying my volume
is your
down.
volume up? You sure? Y'all, this is live.
We're good.
This live. So,
Okay, so it's quiet now.
It's quiet now.
So wait, no, somebody's still echoing.
I think that's you. Is that you?
Is that me?
It might be you because I'm quiet.
You're
Y'all, we live in the studio. This what happens behind the scenes.
Okay, so that's not me.
That's not you?
So how about now? That was me over here, baby. Hey.
But you got disconnected.
Hold on. What? Hold on.
Sonya, what's going on? Sonya said that's what lots do for us, bruh.
Yeah.
Lots touch my back. She said, when my lots touch my back, don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
That's how Chef is now. His locks are down by his back.
Yeah, don't talk to me. I know what's going on.
That's y'all
They
funny
said shut down all the conversation.
You know, I thought about locking up, but I don't know.
I think you should.
You ain't ready to be a mean online.
What?
You ain't ready to be a mean online.
That's too much of a commitment. That's a heavy commitment.
But see, the thing is, that's the whole part of the journey that's the most important, the commitment.
Well, yeah, because I like different hairstyles. Like going
you know how many hairstyles you can do?
I'm saying like my short and sassy. I can't do my short and sassy.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
she might want to have a Pam Grier moment.
You know.
Coming with an afro.
With the afro, then you know I love my braids.
And the
a lot to work well with my braids because I like braids, right? So I would do that. I like doing the faux locks, but then I get in the straight mode, blowout straight mode, let it just flow, and then
I want the soul glow.
Yeah, and then I like my short and sassy,
shiny smooth. Let yourself.
That's the one thing I never had was a Jerry curl.
What?
No.
Nah.
I never had. I wanted one. All my friends had Jerry curls. My mom was like,
I had that Michael.
You had it?
I had that young Michael curl.
Oh my gosh.
All I needed was a touch on, baby. Like, I'm talking about that young. I'm talking about
off the wall album.
What? I'm talking about in the touch, just standing.
I wanted a Jerry curl.
Everybody had
my dad had a Jerry curl.
Really? I had the Hawaiian silky perm.
Oh my
silky. God. Yes, silky relaxer.
Silky.
Straight. You talking about edges back then? We had edges. We knew what to do with our edges.
I know, right?
Come out. We took care of our edges too, y'all.
Sure. Some of y'all ain't had edges since the 90s. They burned them
ain't know how to take care of them.
Oh my
you
God.
Put that relaxer on. You know how to put that silk scarf on.
And you know what? Don't act like y'all didn't notice the chick y'all met that had no edges.
I still know a couple right now. I still know a couple.
Red man.
You know they look real crazy.
Wow. That's right. So you so weird. Blades, wigs, instead of you name it, we could. Oh, you say we could do it with the light. I know y'all can do it. That's why I say I love like Chef been scaring me. Like he been like I'm cutting him out because he's been wearing his for years. Like this is his second go round.
Okay.
So like so for him it's been a long journey, and so he was like I'm just ready to cut my locks off. I was like no, you know how sexy you are with your locks. So he was like, so you with me because of my locks or because of me?
You know what?
I'm like, because of your locks. But
I mean, my thing is do it while you got it.
Yeah.
Man, ask you something, Sugar Bear. How does it feel to still have your baby curl?
Feels great.
I mean, he still got his baby hair.
Feels great.
Did you say his baby hair?
All of it. He still got his baby hair.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to baby hair.
Baby hair.
The original baby face.
But let me tell y'all stop trying to put all these swoops in these babies' head. Like,
that's not going on.
About 3.
Oh man.
About 2 on each side.
These folks need to let
y'all doing 5, 6, 7 swoops on.
They need to let these kids be kids.
Right.
Yeah, please.
What happened to the barrettes with the balls on the end and all of that kind of carried off?
What happened with
they got these girls getting silk presses and stuff.
Right. And hey, Ghost, you know about this. When they hair costs as much as, I mean, they young and you spending $300-400 to get the hair done.
5, right?
Well, for the little kids.
Yes.
Yeah. Now y'all better learn how to press and comb.
Hey. I mean, they don't want the regular braids like we had. They don't want the regular braids. They think that's all.
You gotta go on that journey, that press journey. Ouch, you get burnt on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
What happened? Do people still do that?
I think I got my daughters on the lock journey. I think they're
locking up.
I think I know my youngest is.
Really?
Yeah, she said she want to be like that.
Oh.
She said she just don't want to go through the short period.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
go through the rain.
You got to go through the rain to get
Got to go through the
Locks are
rain.
nice. My cousins them are like everybody. Yeah, my cousins them are like so. I love locks, and then especially when you keep them up and when you have the different styles. So Chef got his done the other day. Oh, that boy came in.
I love live radio. We be fixing
Did
stuff on the
something to me.
backside.
I just looked at him.
Look, we this is what we do.
We be working on
This is
that.
what we do.
Hey, look.
The art of technology.
Hey, look. Nothing transpired. Nobody knows nothing but us.
You're trying to.
It never happened.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like you said, yeah, this journey has taught me commitment, dedication, and trust in the process.
Absolutely.
It's a personal journey. That's why I figured, like, with each person with their locks, it has to be a personal journey.
Yeah, my
So,
loctician
yeah.
asked me before I started my lock. She said, "What is the purpose of you getting locks?"
That's a good question.
She won't even do your hair. If you answer the question wrong,
Uh-huh.
she's not gonna even do your hair.
Oh, that's good.
Because it's an
journey.
actual spiritual journey,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
the reason I started it.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
yeah.
And I'm like that with my hair. I don't let everybody in my hair.
Oh, you
know what I'm saying? People don't be understanding. Like that's one reason why I've stayed with my hairstylist for years. The only reason why I've ever separated with, I can actually count all of my hairstylists.
Yeah.
If we ever separated, it was either because of business or they transitioned to another field or something like that. But I don't let everybody in my hair. I don't let everybody, you're not, because that's a sacred place for me. My hair. When I come to you every week or so, that means I'm trusting you with
absolutely.
with
There's
my
a lot of
crown
trust that had to go in there because you got somebody's hands, you're all up in your scalp and everything.
And then when
you
they
don't
have
just
their
trust everybody with that.
In my spirit,
exactly. And that's what people don't get.
Yeah.
Them that transfer.
But that's what anything on my body, if I'm getting my nails or anything done, I have to know that person. Like,
this is why we selective of barbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we'll stay with one for years.
Exactly. We will build that business relationship and keep it strong for decades.
I will look like Black Snake Moan.
Yeah.
Before I go to another barber. Listen, I'm anointed, so you just not gonna touch my head. I'm sorry. That's something real. I take real serious.
See, that's why
Hold on. Everybody got a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. When you went to a barber shop.
Well, now.
Hey, you see that? Y'all ain't noticed it changed up. Y'all ain't noticed that. You ain't noticed that. Yeah.
Yo, hey, look, he got a fro on the chin now.
Is it gray? You got some gray in there?
I can't get rid.
Yeah, we ain't.
You know, men with gray beards and all that, y'all that look distinguished. You know, silver fox. You gonna be part of Silver Fox Squad?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. Have y'all seen the Silver Fox Squad? Woo! Silver Fox Squad, okay?
Well, if the ladies like it, we love it then.
Hold on. Your Similac level still high.
That's fine. But when I get there, I hope I still have this face and salt and pepper. If the ladies like it, I love it. Give me that in.
See, he better watch him. He might try and die here.
Yes.
That is great.
I got a whole just for men reversal.
Hey, bro.
I told y'all.
It's a
I
food.
wasn't lying. I said, Chef, don't you want that kit? That Silver Fox kit? That kit.
Absolutely not. No.
Let's go on and get that Silver Fox going.
We don't even play them kind of games. You already know.
Salt and pepper already, but shoot, go on and get that full Silver Fox. Y'all men be looking distinguished.
Hey, you know what? I will probably do that. Yeah, I probably will end up. You know how mine gray? Go all the way gray. I just want mine just white.
Coming in
like Santa Claus.
And then we ain't gonna be able to tell y'all nothing.
Nathaniel.
LaRon said my baby gets her feet done because she knows I love feet, but I told her she doesn't have to. I love them nature as well. Yeah, I'm like, shoot. That whole body the routine and getting yourself, I don't let everybody touch me. So gotta be careful. You got mail messages from him, y'all. We're live in the studio. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got guests coming in. But I want to first start off by saying, let me tell y'all.
Talk about it.
It's so much. Let me shout out my girl Tabitha Brown.
Shots.
And let me tell y'all, I'm not here to bash Wendy Williams because there are a lot of Wendy Williams on my timeline, and I was once a Wendy Williams. And see, that's the part that real women don't want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because we've all been in that position of bitterness, and when other people had great relationships and we were going through our hard times or whatever.
Right.
So I have nothing bad to say about Wendy Williams other than you reap what you sow. And when Tabitha gave her sincere clap back the godly way, she meant every word of that. She is praying for Wendy Williams along with her tribe, because that's what grown women, mature, godly women do. Y'all hear that? That's what mature, grown women do.
Exactly.
Her clap back, I won't even say a clap back, but her love through those airways to Wendy Williams touched everybody's soul. And I am praying that Wendy Williams will truly find the love that she deserves when she heals, because she's going
First
through
of
it.
all, she got to learn to love herself.
Right. She has to learn to love, because that statement,
herself.
when I went back to
She
listen
really
to it, that was just that hurt that she was reliving from her ex-husband.
That ain't got nothing to do with a happy person.
Right. And it was just so off, and then for everyone who clapped with her in the audience to agree with her, they were just clapping because they on the show and whatnot.
That's absolutely.
Like, and it's like, well, why
the
are you in the
producers
group?
actually, they tell them to clap at certain points.
So it's like, don't agree with that, because that was not, and for those who are not married, your marriage is a ministry. So when you're doing it God's way, it's not going to look like what it should look to everybody else. And if that lady is, let me tell y'all, I tell Chef in a heartbeat, and he tells me, if I can get to that status where I can retire, we can retire each other, baby. We're gonna do it. We're out, because you gotta understand, marriage is a partnership, and that's the thing about our community. We want to just keep the division going. That lady, and the key thing people don't understand is this is not a decision they made overnight. Oh, baby, you're gonna stop quit. You're gonna quit the LAPD because I got enough money. Like this is, if you've been following her and her career, and this has been in prayer over 15 plus years. So like she said, if you understand, we've had a whole lot of ups and downs. We've been going through a whole lot. That man took on a job that really was not in his dreams to support her dreams and the family. So when people say, oh, well, he said he was conflicted or in this, that, I mean, I've been on a job for 15 years. I'd informed a family and relationship.
Right.
So it is then somebody was like, she challenging his manhood. What is she challenging his manhood about? This is something they talked about, you guys. They talked about this, and she just so happened she wanted to share it with everyone else, so it make it seem like, oh, she just did it overnight. No,
why would they? What does manhood have to do with that?
Exactly, and that's what I want in our community. We're always
to quote the book of Stedman. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes.
Boy, you ill.
Yes. To quote the book of Stedman.
Quote it, my G. Quote it.
If you have a good thing, thou shalt not messeth it up.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
And let's be real. If you are a man of resources, you're going to attract a woman of resources.
Exactly.
The difference is you know how to treat each other because you have resources.
Yeah.
Just like this girl released this FBI report showing where the Black feminist movement actually came from.
Yeah.
It was started to split Black men and women,
and we keep
on purpose. Designed by a white woman in the FBI.
Yeah, and we keep falling for this division in our home.
Right?
Because it's like it's a partnership. Your marriage, it don't matter who makes the most money. We've gotten to this point where, oh, he ain't a man if he ain't making this money or whatever.
Let me ask you a question.
You know what I got?
Don't get me wrong.
I'm quiet because I'm not married.
But I'm gonna go here.
So much I want to say.
White women don't leave their husbands.
They don't.
Absolutely not.
They will stick that family together through thick and thin.
Absolutely
Do it
not.
all.
Ain't gonna say,
Absolutely
I
not.
wish you
People-
this. The
people
only
are
way
not-
you leave is dead.
I just say this: people are not living their lives; they're living the lives of other people who
Yeah.
they're trying to please.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what it really boils down.
But and I respect the fact that you said you're not married, because this is another thing too. People who are not married,
Got the most
you
to say.
got the most to say.
And you
Let me
ain't been
tell
there.
y'all something. Marriage is a ministry, and marriage is
Absolutely.
not hard. It's challenging because you're going to go through some things. And the thing, like she said, when you put God first, and I'm a believer, so that's why I talk about God. But whatever faith you have, when y'all are one accord in your faith,
Absolutely.
that's going to be the forefront of your marriage, your
That's the
relationship.
foundation.
Exactly. So that's what keeps you all together, and that keeps you with the decisions that you're making. Because again, in our community, we're so quick to just,
Yep.
oh my God,
Up jump the boogie.
yeah.
I'm guilty.
You taught that though.
She retiring her husband. Who does that? That's a woman. That ain't a man. What?
Yes.
The comments, but they were
Yes.
coming from Black women.
Yes.
Look,
It's always
retire
us.
me.
You know?
It's always us on us.
Yeah. I was like,
Big
wow, this lady has been blessed. And again, if y'all been following her, like literally go back before she got became internet sensation, because her journey didn't start with that was her break. Y'all don't understand. People have been on. Tabitha and I are we're all the same age range. You know, if you're 40 and above or whatnot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Many of us
I
been
made it.
on this journey, this entrepreneurship journey for a long time.
Yeah.
So when y'all see these breaks, these big, oh, she made it.
Y'all weren't looking when I was over there on the other side. They weren't looking when I was on the other side. That's the reason I move so aggressively with my head so high, and I value me so much, because you wasn't there on the other side.
Not at all.
And I did not get this overnight.
Right.
Oh.
I know I'm 15 years in.
Right.
Right now.
Right. So when she made it, when her first video hit and went viral on IG and all of that, it was her. This is her season. And if we cannot be happy for this entrepreneur, this Black woman whose family, this lady and Chance, Miss Tabitha and Chance have been married over 23 years. They have been through the fire. This is their season to celebrate. If that woman can to retire her husband so he can go ahead with his dreams, and so they can keep bringing the income in, so they can all go on vacation.
Yeah, please retire me.
That's where people mess up at. Somebody told me earlier in my marriage, you know what? The best thing you can do, youngster, make sure her dreams come true.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, she gonna appreciate you for
exactly.
it.
And we got your back.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what people don't understand. You have each other's backs.
What they see is she's bringing in a lot of money now, but what they don't see when she wasn't bringing in money, and the bills had to be paid, that silent partner in the background handling his business.
Exactly.
What they see ultimately is the indoctrination of society that told you the man's supposed to make more money than the woman. But they don't even take into consideration what the man is doing when the woman is making. If I'm still protecting and taking care of my household, and probably even teaching her how to
keeping it
take her money and save it and reinvest it.
Come on.
Who are you talking to?
Come on, man.
Right.
Who are you talking to?
Speak, bro.
My woman makes 6 figures, and I turned around and made it 7 for her.
Right.
So now she retired me.
Come on.
You know,
come on.
It's a partnership, y'all. And it just hurt. It didn't with her prayer. I'm gonna call it a prayer because that's what it was. You can't even give in to the negativity because it was so powerful. It's like she shut that down.
Yeah.
She could have easily been like, other people calling her bees and out of her name. She could have did all of that, but she didn't. But the difference is because you know why? Because she's a godly woman.
Exactly.
And that makes a big difference because God's gonna give you a way to respond and handle the things that of the world. And again, that's why she said because God is in this marriage first.
Right.
Because I could have easily gone left. But she just showed us all wives and females. And again,
there are a lot of Wendy Williams on our timelines, believe it or not. We
Absolutely
just had to come out in front and say
absolutely
that. Because I guarantee you, when I talk about this all the time, when I was going through my divorce and all of my friends who were, in their good seasons or whatever, I was like jealous. See, people don't want to talk about that, but there was a jealous moment, because I'm like, why couldn't my marriage last, or why couldn't I be happy, or this, that, and the other.
Yep.
It didn't last because I asked God for healing. There was anger, there was hurt, there was pain, and I got witnesses. But again, a lot of us don't want to. We're trying to figure out why we still single. That's because you still got a lot of little stuff in you that you have not released. Because every time that if something good is mentioned about a man, and you got to come back with something negative, you still ain't in a good place.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The worst thing, and I believe is a woman that's scorned.
Yeah,
a woman scorned, bro.
Yeah, if she ain't healed,
I don't understand. I mean, generally men don't get to that level,
right?
But when a woman is scorned, like there's no limit.
Yeah.
With a man scored, he's afraid of relationships.
Yeah.
A woman scored, she tried to inflict damage, hurt,
the same pain she have. I want you to feel.
She want to put you on your neck.
Whatever it is.
You ain't gonna see your kids. She gonna get you.
Right, Tanya,
she gonna
go
take you
through those phases.
You might gas up your car inside the car.
I'm talking about driving through your front door.
What's going on?
Throwing shots at the
You know what?
You want to drive through your front door?
I was not in a good place.
Want to stab you up? I was thinking the other day.
I was not in a good place.
I was thinking the other day. Along my journey, I've been stabbed, shot at, windows busted, tires slashed.
By a woman.
By scorned women.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had the eggs poured in the air conditioning vent?
The what?
Raw eggs poured in the air conditioning vent.
What is that?
Every time
I've had like y'all in Call of Duty.
I don't know how she
burning your clothes.
Hey, look,
right?
Burning your clothes, pouring Clorox on everything.
Yeah.
Why?
You ain't wearing nothing cute in front of nobody.
I paid for it. Raw eggs in your car air conditioning vent is something serious.
You ain't wearing nothing.
Hey, you know what? I'm upset right now.
You ain't wearing nothing cute. Who buzzing? Is that you? Who buzzing? So you
vibrate the whole table.
My phone's strong. My phone's strong.
It interferes with the sound. Okay,
right.
Lord.
She is a poster woman for a woman who has no self-love. Love full of bitterness. That type of woman can never mind her business. But she has the right to be in it. Yeah, and until it's hurt. That's all it is. It's the hurt, right, Janice? The hurt.
Yeah, people need
to stop breaking hearts. And that's why I tell people before you get into any type of relationship, or like and this is just my suggestion, by her being in the public eye, I would have taken a break off. To get my mental together, to get myself together, find you should have enough income to take a break off.
Won't. That hate runs deep.
It does run deep,
yourself. That's a different type of, like when you physically and mentally hate yourself. That's a whole different level of healing.
Yeah, it is. And she needs it. And I'm really, but the way Tabitha said, I pray that you find love and love finds you. And the most calmness.
Wendy Williams got love tapped.
Hey, look, that is the best way to tell somebody to eat something through a straw. Make it. And be so serious with it.
Raw.
Yeah.
Somebody said that was the King James version.
I'm trying to tell you.
Raw through the straw. Hashtag.
Wendy Williams got love tapped.
I hope it's fine.
Right, Janice, every man is not the same. And that's something I had to learn, because I talk about it all the time. You do, if you're not healed, you will incite your hurt, your past hurts onto the new love of your life. And again, and that's why I always suggest people, when you are going through situations and relationships, heal first before you get into something else.
Exactly.
Because again, you're already going to deal with some other new things or whatever. But if you still have them old feelings and men ain't good, this and that, you don't need to be with nobody then. If you still got,
So let's go. So let's stay right there for a second. So if you're not there, do you even feel like you should even be dating?
No.
You need to really sit back.
You need to say,
you out.
I sat back for 8 years, and I can say this firmly. firmly and stern and with 100% backup. That's why I am your certified relationship
I'm trying to
coach.
tell you.
Okay.
She lived it.
I live this. Okay. I ain't just, I ain't just saying stuff, but you have to sit back and you have to, I don't know what's going on with my computer. Not today. You have to sit back and you have to completely heal. Now that complete healness does not mean that you're going to be perfect, because you're still going to go through some stuff.
Right.
But you have to heal from that trauma that you were once in. And that's what happens. You should not be dating. I was lonely too for 8 years. Okay. Lonely. But once I submitted myself to God and I asked God to help me heal, because I knew I wanted to love again, because my heart was about as black as this shirt, with no good black men on earth at that time. So what good was it going to do for me to get in another relationship and all I'm going to look at you, another black man, as he going to do the same thing? You're going to keep that cycle. And that's what happens to a lot of women and men, not just men. I mean, women, but men as well.
Yeah,
and we don't heal. So, no, you should not be dating. If you're in that stage, you should not be dating. So we're going to continue this talk, because again, it's a whole lot that we need to, and again, this is messages from him, because this is about you all as well, men. Because I want us to, because again, a lot of the women were talking about Mr. Brown, Chance, and how he felt less. How you know what this man felt?
Exactly.
Yeah, you just going to speak
again. Quoting the book.
Right. It's like, how you know what he feels? Just because he made that comment, like he was conflicted.
That's that person.
He was conflicted that day.
She's taking her personal, and she's applying it to another person.
Yeah, I went through that.
Everybody's not going to
have a strong poker face. Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. That's why I like to keep, to be transparent.
But, your face is the first face I see past. Really? I pretty much tell you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I always say it like, you hide.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
You what you call it. You ain't really mean. You don't scare me.
If I scare you, I say I scare you. I'm gonna scare you. You don't scare me. So we gonna shift gears. We got our guest.
He pulling up. Oh, he gonna pull up.
He done pulled up. Minister Earnest James, how are you?
I'm good, guys. How you guys doing?
All is well.
Good. Welcome to You Got Mail Messages from Him. I'm sorry, my computer, I don't know if it's the internet. Is the internet crazy right now? Or is it just my...
No, it's not you. It's probably the internet.
Y'all take
You know what? We're going to go and figure it out.
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, because we ain't going to have no problem.
Nope.
Right.
Absolutely not.
So welcome, Mr. James. How are you today?
I am good. I've been trying to follow you guys, your conversation the last couple minutes, but yeah, I'm good.
Good to hear. So I know that you're on, and I can't wait to have you in the studio one day. Where are you located?
I'm in Illinois, in Chicagoland area.
Okay, yeah, Chi-Town. All right.
He's in Illinois, right outside of Chicago. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I want you to go ahead, and we're gonna jump right into your. I want you to tell us who you are and what you represent, because you have a phenomenal. Is it nonprofit or this is your business?
I'm turning it into a business now. We're going through a rebranding phase. And I'm going more into it as a speaker, and I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a podcast that I'm finna start and things like that. So it just started off really just as not even a mission. I just was okay. Let me start from the beginning.
Okay.
So my original platform when I first started was a male mentoring platform for young boys and for men. And so that was my original platform when I got on Instagram. That's what I, got on to do. In the midst of that, me and my wife, we were married for 13 years altogether. But around year 5, we started having some issues. And what I realized, those issues came from our difference in our upbringing. Because I was raised with a mother and a father in the home, and she was raised by her mom in without her dad. So that caused her to grow up with some, with some daddy issues and some, things like that. And when it's undealt with, you can only push it down for so long before it starts coming up. And so once those things start coming up and we started dealing with that, I started looking at that, and then I looked at my dating history, and I realized that every woman that I had ever dated was a fatherless daughter, and I, that was kind of like, wow, okay. And so in me talking, to other daughters and things, I said, well, let me just kind of voice my opinion, so I went on Instagram and I, just voiced my opinion from a man's point of view, and it just took off by itself. And it kind of took off running. So I said, well, let me just hold on and ride it out. And so that's how I got started. And it's been a good journey, and it a much needed message, especially from a man's point of view, because Fatherless Daughters, that whole platform is filled with women, as rightfully so, because it's a woman's issue. But the way that I see it is, it's because of a man that you have these issues. So it may take a man to help you heal from it, to give you that other viewpoint that you don't have. Because a woman is just like a single mother trying to raise a son. You can be the best mother you can, but there are some values that you can only get from a father. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how much you try, you can't deliver those values in the same way that his father would.
So what were some of the things that you noticed while you were dating the women without fathers? What were some of the things that you noticed that said, wait a minute, there's a pattern here? Or what is the commonality? What was the commonality of, these women and whatnot?
Well, I never noticed it. I never noticed it until, it started coming up in my marriage. Right. And that's when I before then, it was every woman I dated was a fatherless daughter. So to me, that was normal. You know what I'm saying? The way they acted, it was just normal because everyone acted the same, but like I said, once I realized what was going on with us and I started looking into it, then I realized, oh, okay, now I'm understanding, the trust issues, the loyalty which comes along with the trust, the anxiety, the abandonment issues, all those things come, some are clingy, because of the father leaving, and then some are standoffish because of the father, because now they don't want you to get too close. So it's a whole array of emotion and a whole array of things that comes out of it, so it's hard to just point out different things because everybody kind of express them differently, and it's such an array of emotion that goes into it, it's hard to just point it out.
So through your program, what is exactly that you do to I guess bridge the gap with this? What is it exactly that you do?
So I come from a man's point of view, for one. And so my end goal is to first start with them to be able to recognize that they are fatherless daughters and that does have an effect on who they are. Right. And then once they realize that and they realize the effects that it's having, then I go on to say, well, let me show you how that affects your relationships, how that affects your marriages, because of the things that you're doing. Because of the things that you're doing and the behaviors that you have, how does that affect how you relate to your husband? How does that aspect relate to how you trust him? Even with your vulnerability. Because a lot of fatherless daughters, because they built this hard shell, and a lot of it is rightfully so because of how they've been treated by men beforehand. When they do meet their husband or whoever, they have this shell. So they're like, okay, I'm only letting you in so far. And, my thing is, I can't love you past you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them, they want to be healed, but I can't heal you past you. You know what I mean? Like you have to do the work yourself before I can come in, because your happiness and your healing starts with you. And if you're not healed, it don't matter what I do. I can't make you be happy. You know, I can't make you heal. That's a internal journey that you have to go on. So I kind of start with at the beginning with just acknowledging, you know, that you're not okay. Because when you fatherless daughters, one of the things that they build up is, okay, this is who I am. You know, and a lot of times they have that this is who I am, like take me as I am. And I kind of hate that from anybody when they make that statement, because when you say this is who I am, that's a final statement. That means I'm not never going to get no better. You know what I'm saying? So that immediately cuts off growth, it cuts off knowledge, it cuts off anything that's going to expand you from the point that you are now. So if you just have that process like this is who I am and everybody has to accept me for who I am, that means you've already accepted yourself for who you are and you don't expect nothing better from yourself, you know. And so you have to always be open to grow. And so that's where I start with the daughters. Like, look, I know that you're going through some stuff. I know that you've been through some stuff, you know, but we have to be open to grow from that, you know, to kind of mature from that within ourselves first, acknowledging ourselves first, and then going forward to be how that affects, you know, the different relationships and the different things in our life.
That's interesting you say, because I'm a fatherless daughter. My father died in 94. So I had my father all the way up until 94. And I do see some of the things that you said, because I am, as the fellas would say, hard.
Yes.
Protective of myself. And I noticed that when I remarried, it was still like this hardness, because they still get on me about trying to be soft or whatever, but it's something about trying to let that guard down, because again, and I don't think that we do it on purpose, but like you said, if this is what we're used to doing, if our fathers are no longer in our lives, is it something that's natural that just kicks in for people who had their fathers but lost their fathers versus women who literally just didn't grow up with their fathers? Do you see a difference?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because I mean,
it's a difference. It's a difference in how it starts. Let me put it that way, because it's one thing for you to lose your father through circumstances you had nothing to do with, or maybe even he had nothing to do with. Then it's another situation to lose your father because he decided to walk away, you know, or your mom pushed him away or whatever. So it may start differently, but the effects of it is still the same. You know, once he's not there, then he's not able to give you, you know, the values that a father would give you. So it don't matter why he's not there. The fact that he's not there is still going to have the same effect, you know, on you as a daughter. And so a lot of times, because of that, and because of the things that you go through in life coming up to that, you build this hard exterior, you know, to protect yourself, rightfully so. Because I've heard a lot of stories of things that happen to daughters when their father is not around. You know, there's no one to protect them. And sometimes there's no one to protect them even from the mother, you know. And I know you heard those stories when the mother had the child and it's like, oh, you look just like your daddy, you know. And so the mother mistreats the child, let alone somebody else coming in and mistreating them or taking advantage of them, you know, because, you know, they're vulnerable, or maybe the mother's vulnerable. So now the next guy comes in who's not a stand-up guy, and he ends up doing something to the child. You know, so there's a lot of stories and a lot of things that could happen to a daughter in the absence of her father. And because of that, she builds this exterior to protect herself, you know, emotionally. And that's why, you know, I said you have to start with yourself, because the only thing you can change is yourself. You know, when we talk about abandonment, which is one of the core one of the core effects, or one of the most known effects of fatherless daughters, is the abandonment syndrome. So when I looked up the definition of abandonment, the definition is to give up control or influence to, right? So when the father leaves, he gives up his control and his influence to be a parent, to be a protector, and to be a provider. He gives up that right? And so when a daughter starts having the abandonment issues, she's looking for somebody to take on that responsibility. So that's how she ended up connecting with guys that she shouldn't connect with, because she wants somebody to fill that void. And so the problem with that is when I talk to daughters, I say, okay, your father gave up his right. When he abandoned you, he gave up his right. He gave up his control. But now when you continue to give that right to other people, now you're giving up control. So now you're abandoning yourself because you're steady giving your control away. So now you have to take control of who comes into your life and who you let in and who you let out. So when I talk about taking on that control of from a point of abandonment, your father walked out of your life. You had nothing to do with that. You know, whether walked out or was taken out of your life, you could not control that. But now you can control who comes into your life and who leaves, right? You can control, you can evaluate the people that comes into your life and let them know, okay, first of all, let me evaluate this person. Is this person going to add value to me, or is this person going to take something away from me? Right. So if I realize that this person ain't bringing nothing good to me in the first place, I'm not even going to let you in my life. So I don't have to worry about you abandoning me or walking away. You're not getting in the first place, you know, but we have to deal with our own self and deal with our healing to be able to make those decisions and to evaluate those people beforehand. But that comes with, you know, doing the self-work and realizing that, you know what, you know, I have to look at me first and make sure that my viewpoint that I'm looking at things is coming from a good place, so that I'm not evaluating these people wrong, you know, because Fatherless Daughters it's emotional and it's mental. Right. So when you think about any decision that you make, it comes from your mind and it comes from your heart. So when you have a fatherless daughter, or when you have the effects of fatherlessness, whether it could be a son also, your viewpoint is made by those decisions and by that information. So it's like wearing glasses. If you're a person that's supposed to wear glasses, you know, your vision is all blurred. So when you put on these glasses, it changes and it brings into focus how you see things through that lens of those glasses. But it doesn't affect just the one thing that you're looking at. It affects everything that you look at, you know? So when you're not healed emotionally, when you haven't done the work within yourself to be able to deal emotionally with the effects of the fatherlessness, it affects everything that you see. It affects every decision that you make. You know, outside of just your relationship with men, it affects how you relate to your children. It affects how you relate, you know, to people that you see every day. It affects how you relate to other women. You know, you might meet a woman who's cool, you know, but she had her father in her life. So now you're mad at her because she has something you didn't have, you know, so it affects everything that you see.
That is so true. Sonia, I'm gonna read some of the comments. Sonia, both of us lost our father. She lost her dad at 15, and I lost my dad when to cancer in my I think 1920. I was in college. She says, my father taught me to protect myself, and hearing this is confirmation. I have mentally taken on the protection. When my father died, I need to allow myself to let that go. I feel her on that, because I did take on that protection. Like, you know, I need that man who's going to protect me like my father did, and so forth. LaRon states they find me that become like a father figure. He's saying the other kids are starting to find him like a father figure. Vicky said this is so powerful. Olivia says, how about the men that are not used to dating women who have relationships with their dad and they have no abandonment issues? The men feel intimidated because they never dealt with a woman with her father.
It's not intimidated. Women who have their fathers are different from women who have not.
They're more nurturing.
Right. And women who have not had their fathers at all, they will accept a whole lot more than women who did.
Toleration.
And also vice versa. For us, fatherlessness gives you, it almost gives, like, it takes away stop signs that normally you're gonna have.
Right.
We will accept stuff that we know fully well we should not accept in a relationship, all for the sake of, well, we wouldn't told that.
Right.
We wouldn't shown that.
Right. Or you just didn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So can I ask a question real quick, because he said no. Only my brother would do that. You know what I'm saying? But listen, Because let's be honest, and this is not just out of respect. It's not something that I'm going to discuss on air or anything like that. It just hits home. Okay, so when it hits home, we're talking about things that span generations.
Right.
You see what I mean? Because it could start with, grandpa, or it could start with great grandpa, great grandma. It could start there and be a trickle down effect from generation to generation to generation to generation. So how do we, as people who are involved with this sort of thing, that are just casualties of the generation?
Yeah, collateral damage.
Collateral damage, yes. So how do we get past that and move forward? What is the best way that you could say we should move forward with that?
You have to first.
That's a good question, and that's one of the things that when I'm talking with a daughter, that's one of the first things amongst the first things that I, that I have her to consider, right? And that question that I ask is, what generation of fatherless are you, right? So when I say what generation, like, are you first generation, second, or third? And most of the time, there's a statistic that says most fatherless daughters will have fatherless children. So if you are a fatherless daughter, what generation are you? Well, was your mother fatherless? Was her mother fatherless? Was her mother fatherless? And how far back does it go? Right. So I have them think about that first. I say, okay, once I get that answer. So now this is my question to you. How many generations will follow after you? Will your daughter be fatherless? Will your granddaughter be fatherless? Or will you take on the responsibility of making sure that if you break the curse, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, or you break that chain. So the first thing that we have to do is, first of all, be intentional. We have to acknowledge the fact, like, okay, this is an issue and this is going on, and once we do that, then, okay, what is the things that we're going to go for, right? So once we know and we have the fact that we acknowledge that this is going on, so now we got to acknowledge, okay, what does it take to stop it? And so when I talk about being fatherless, I want everybody to understand, I want everybody to understand that just because your father is not in your life doesn't mean you have to grow up with father issues, right? A father represents a entity, should I say. And as long as you have positive father figures in your life, you still can grow up with the healthy relationship and a healthy balance of emotional, support that you need, that you want to have the effects of being fatherless. Right. So when I talk, I don't like to focus so much on father. I always say father figure, because a father figure can be anybody, any man that steps up for that responsibility. Right. Yeah. And so when you have that man that steps up to provide that responsibility of being a father and being a father figure, then he can instill in you the things that you need to go forward, so you won't grow up, with those issues. So as men, as fathers, I have come up with what I call the core four, which is the core four values that every daughter should receive from her father or her father figure, right? So 1 is guidance, 2 is love and affection, 3 is affirmation, and the 4th one is protection, right? So with guidance, guidance is not just, right from wrong, but it's the ability to teach her how to make solid decisions, right? Right from wrong, or better or best, whatever that decision is. Because the difference between men and women when it comes to making decisions, women are more emotional or feelings driven. Men are more factual driven, right? And so as a father, you want to teach your daughter to be able to make decisions based off facts, not feelings. And a lot of times with fatherless daughters, because they are so emotional, they make every decision based off emotion. How does this make me feel? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's men, whether it has to do with money, whether it has to do with anything, how does this make me feel? Well, your feelings change. This might make you feel good right now, but it don't make you feel good tomorrow. So the first thing is, how do we teach our daughters to make sound decisions based off facts, not feelings? So that's guidance. So love and affection is to love, to give them that love, that nurture, and be that first example of what it is to love, or what it is to receive love, should I say. So how we treat our daughters sets the example of how the next man should treat them, you know. And so that love and affection, that comes into how you make them feel, right? So now, how do I make you feel as a man, as a father? How do I make you feel as my daughter? How do I make you feel loved? Do I make you feel supported? You know, do I make you feel like you're able to do anything? You know, that's where the love and affection come in. The next one, which is affirmation, is the building you up. And I like to say is affirming what you should already know about yourself, but you might not recognize it. So as a father, I'm building up on, look, you are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are everything that you need to be. And you don't have to, you know, do anything to build up on that, to change how people look at you. And I would use an example when a daughter is born, or when a child is born, and a father holds that daughter for the first time, he loves that child automatically, right? He loves that child automatically. That child didn't do anything except just be born.
Right.
She didn't have to do anything to affirm. She didn't have to do anything to gain that, right? And so when you look at it that way, as a woman, as you grow older and you get into relationships, or you are attracted to men, or men are attracted to you, when you know that I should not have to do anything to gain your love outside of just be me. I don't have to buy you nothing. I ain't got to cook for you. You know, all those things you want to present, you know, as a reflection that I appreciate you loving me. So I'm going to do this for you, but I should not have to do this in order for you to love me. You know what I'm saying? I should not have to go out of my way to make you feel some type of way, to buy you things, to do all of this. No, I should just be me, first of all, and you should love me for who I am. And then because you love me, I'm going to give you all these things that are a part of me, you know, to show you that I do love you, right?
Right.
And the last thing is protection. And the protection goes far beyond the physical protection. We always, you know, think about the physical protection. If we think about Bad Boys with the scene with Martin Lawrence,
That's
my part,
so
man.
we all got that. We all got that part, you know, locked down. Like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna physically protect my daughter. But even more so, what I like to say, more so than being a physical protection, is a safeness. To be safe, she needs to feel safe, and that goes into, she needs to be safe, feel safe to be herself, to express herself, to say how she feels about different things. Because as she grows up, there are going to be people that come and try to shut her up. You know, don't say that. You can't do this. You can't do that. No, she needs to be able to feel free to express herself, right? And what's really important about the core four is, as a woman, you never stop needing it. You never stop needing those core four, but the responsibility of who you receive it from changes. So as a daughter, you're getting those from your father. But then when you get into a relationship, or when you get married, the responsibility of providing those four core comes from your mate, right? So that's why, you know, if we think about marriage, that's why the guy will come to the father and say, can I have your daughter's hand in marriage? And then the father evaluates, you can't provide what I'm providing for her. You know, so until you can provide what I'm providing for her, which means you're taking over that responsibility, then I will release my daughter over to you. So it's that same thing. So them same values that their father is giving to that daughter, when she grows up into a woman, she still needs those same values, but she's just looking to receive it from a different person. Not that her father will ever stop. The father still does it, but now I'm not looking for it from my father. I'm looking for it from my husband. You know, and so because of that change of when you're looking to receive it from your husband, that's why the daughters have to do that work to be able to receive it. Because it's one thing to say, I want my husband to be a protector. I want him to be a provider. I want him to do this and that. But then to give him the opportunity to do it is a whole different ball game. You know, so that's when you let's say protection, for example. Once you build this hard shell and you're like, yeah, I want my husband to protect me. But then you get into the relationship and you're more aggressive than he is. Right? So and I'm gonna take it from personal experience. I'm a real laid back guy. I'm real laid back, cool. I don't say too much, even though I'm talking a lot now. But I really don't talk a lot. But the women that I'm attracted to, they got a mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I usually don't have to say nothing. But when you talk about I want my husband to protect me, most of the women that I've ever dealt with is more protective of me than anything. You know, so I can't protect them because, you know, you see the things on TikTok and they say, when somebody says something to my wife or whatever, and then that's how it is.
And the women stand out in front,
yeah, it's like I want my husband to protect me, but the minute, you know, he stands up to protect me, I'm pushing him out the way. Like, no, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So that's come from that inner work. You have to be able to, yes, you want him to be able to protect you, but you also have to give him the opportunity to do it, you know? And so that comes with that inner work to breaking down those walls within yourself and realizing the things that you've built up within yourself as protective measures because you are fatherless, and not, you know, allowing those things to be a hindrance in your relationships and in your marriage.
Wow, you've got male messages from him. I want to read some of these comments. I'm with Sonya today. She said, all of my toes have been stepped on today, but you are speaking truth. I agree. Reed Williams said, amen. My father told my husband, if you cannot provide, protect, and guide my daughter, don't disturb her joy.
Thanks.
My husband has never dishonored my father's rules. Lisa says, I'm grateful to be a father-daughter. My father has taught me so much, and I use all of the knowledge to this day to make sure that I make great decisions. It is truly an essential to have a father and a father's love, wisdom, and protection. And to this day, he is still a heavy influence on my life. My relationship with my father definitely helps me to be able to decipher what I do and don't want or expect my current lover and potential father figure to my kids. Fathers are essential to us. It cut off. Essential love this discussion today, she says. Sonya says, Minister James, you can stop talking about me now. Sonya, me and you right there. Like, you know, before we leave, I'm gonna need you to come back on the show so we can expand this talk, because I remember people, well, a lot of female friends that I have, they would say, well, you know, I want somebody just like my father. And I used to say the same thing, right? And then I started thinking, I was like, what? Until you just broke it down, honestly, because I'm always a person who is still learning as well. And this journey of being a fatherless daughter, I never thought about it in depth like that, because I was so used to, since he died, you know, I'm the oldest of my siblings. So it's like I went in that protection mode of them. And so I never broke it down like this, the way you're doing it. So when I thought about it, I said, I want somebody just like my dad. But then I started thinking about that. I was like, what is it exactly that I wanted, you know, from my dad with my husband? And when you just broke it down, that protection, I know my husband will protect me. I know he will allow me to be me. I know that I have this hard shell, because not only does he see it, but the fellas around me
absolutely
see it, you know. Sure do. And so I am working on my softness.
No, you've done an amazing job.
I'm working on my softness.
The growth.
So the growth, just like he said, the growth. So what do you say to those women who says, I want somebody just like my dad, or I want somebody like somebody else's dad? Is that something safe to say, or is it healthy to say? Because fathers have a different role. And do you really want your husband, your mate, to be like your father? Is that what you're saying, that those four things that you were talking about?
Well, that's a loaded question, should I say?
Yeah.
Because when you want someone to be like someone else, that means you want that person to have the good and the bad of that person, if you want them to be like that person. So I wouldn't say I want you to be like my dad, but I want you to have these values that my dad had, you know. And then you have to look at the person that's saying it. So if it's a fatherless daughter and she's saying, well, I want you to be like my dad. Well, if your dad wasn't around, how do you know how your dad really was? You know, how do you know the person that your dad really was, and where are you getting this information from? you know. And so one of the problems that sometimes fatherless daughters run into is they don't have the actual example of what a father is. And so since they don't have a physical example, they take bits and pieces of things that they hear and put together this vision in their mind of what a father should be, right? And the vision that you put together in your mind of what a father should be may not even be realistic. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be transparent real quick. So my wife, when we were married, it was both of our second marriage. She had children before I came into the picture, right? I had a child from a previous marriage. She had children from a previous marriage. So she had sons. She had 3 sons. So when we got together, in her mind, what my relationship should be with them was different than mine, right? So one of the arguments, more or less, that we had was, she told me, well, you've never raised 4 boys, you know, so you don't know what that is. And I said, well, no, you're right. I've never raised 4 boys. My only child was a daughter, right? So I have one biological child, that's a daughter. I said, I've never raised 4 boys. However, I know somebody who did raise 4 boys, and I'm one of the 4. You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly what that relationship looks like as a father, you know, leading and guiding 4 young men. You have nothing to go on. So when I began to talk to her about it, I'm like, well, what do you think that relationship should look like? And she went on the whole fairy tale thing, like, yeah, y'all should be out in the backyard playing catch and playing basketball together, whatever. And I'm like, that's not realistic, you know. And even if that is, what are they going to gain from that? So when I came into the picture, I came with structure, and I came with, okay, structure and responsibility. That was my thing. So we got stuff to do. We about to be responsible. We about to take out this garbage. You know what I'm saying? I came with that. And from her point of view, that wasn't love. It's like, no, you're being hard on them. I'm like, no, I'm showing them what the responsibility of being a man is. But because, again, when we go back to that, what generation of fatherless are you? That was her mom role. Her mom did everything. Her mom before her did everything. Her mom before her did everything. So in her eyes, I'm supposed to do all of this. You know, I'm like, no, that's not your role. That's the role you had to play because the man was absent. But now that a man is here, I take on that responsibility because that wasn't supposed to be your role in the first place. So now I have to teach your sons, who's going to be someone's father, someone's husband one day. Right. You know what I mean? Right. I have to teach them these same responsibilities so they're not in a house, or someone's daughter is not in the house with your son and they're doing all the things that your son's supposed to do while he's playing video games. You know, but if you don't know and you're not, you know, exposed to that, of what that really looks like, what a father really looks like, or what that father figure really looks like, you have nothing to go off of. So I get back to the original question, since I've been all around the world. But so when you talk about, do I want my husband or father to be, or mate to be like my father or whatever? You don't want to be. You don't want to look at the person. You want to look at the values. What values do they bring? What characteristics do they bring? And then you want to amplify those, because that's what you really want, not the person, but you want the values.
Wow. You've got mail messages from him. Before we let you go, oh my goodness, this is, again, we need this talk. I need you to come back. Tell us how we can connect with you and how we can support your movement. And let's get this rescheduled like soon, because I definitely enjoy this talk because, again, it opened my eyes as a fatherless daughter. You know, unfortunately, like I said, my father died of colon cancer, and everything that you're speaking of, it's like when I'm thinking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going through that, or I went through that, and that now explains. And I never took that time, like Sonia was saying, never took that time to heal that part of what, because I didn't think about that. I'm just like, okay, he died, now I got to keep it rolling, X, Y, and Z, but never saw it go hand in hand. So I really appreciate you coming on here, talking, being candid about that. But how can we support you, and where can we find you?
Well, I'm like I said, I'm going through a rebranding right now. But I do have a website. I'm finna drop a website soon. So the domain for the website is www.dealhealfulfill.org, because my mission is to help people, as you see from my shirt, deal with your problems, heal from the pain, and fulfill your purpose. Right.
So www.dealhealfulfill.org.
.org, not
Okay.
.com.
Gotcha.
.org. So that's important. So that's going to be the website when I drop it. But right now they can follow me on Instagram at friend 2 Fatherless Daughters, and I just got on TikTok. So my name on TikTok is friend 2 Fatherless. So I just got on TikTok, but yeah, I got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of stuff that I'm working on. I just launched my t-shirt brand. So that is Deal to Heal Tees, and that's on Shopify. So they definitely can support me there. But as of right now, that's why I'm at. I'm on Instagram, Friends of Fatherless Daughters. Yeah, so if you want to support financially, the best way would just to order a t-shirt, because I don't have a Cash App and all of that right now for that. But just your support to follow me and share my information, because definitely on Instagram and TikTok, when I do launch the new website and everything, it'll all be on there. And one of the things that I'm working on right now is I was on a podcast a couple weeks ago with my guys from Dads on Purpose, which is a podcast about two fathers and just to encourage fathers. And in the midst of that, we were talking, and one of the questions that he asked me, one of the hosts asked me, was, how can we as fathers support our wives or our mates who was born fatherless? And I was like, man, I never really thought about it. So I am working on a workshop for men and husbands to how to support your wife who may be fatherless, or who may be have daddy issues from growing up being fathers. How do we support them to help them in their journey to heal? So I'm working on that. And I got the podcast coming, Deal to Heal with E. James. That's going to be dropping soon. So I got a lot of stuff going on. So just follow me on Instagram, friend 2 Fatherless Daughters, and just follow me and I'll keep you up to date.
I like that. I can't wait for that, because that is a solution, not just pointing the blame, but it's like, let me help my wife, let me help my helpmate on this. I totally enjoyed you. Great comments. Sonya's like amazing. So this is, again, we needed this. Yeah. So I appreciate you for taking your time to come on and share that with us. Trust me, I will be following. I am following, but I will be supporting, and I cannot wait for the podcast. And any last words from the fellas?
Oh no, he did his thing. He did his thing.
Yeah. So
yes, absolutely.
Wow. So enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for You've Got Mail Messages from him. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate it, King.
No problem. Take care.
Peace. Oh my goodness, y'all.
That was perfect.
Yeah,
that was.
But you know what though?
That's what your show.
There's only two. For me, there's only two elephants in the room.
Yeah.
One, you have the elephant in the room. You have a class where both him and her didn't have a father. Both of y'all, like Baby said, both of y'all's.
Yeah.
ain't had no daddies.
No dad.
His approach to it though addresses all of that. Just the whole the dealing and the healing, because the dealing and the healing covers a lot.
Yeah.
Because the healing portion is the most important, whether you had a dad or not, because it's fatherless people who are actually great fathers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah.
But then you have and then the other thing is, like, I've noticed with most people who grew up fatherless, where the father just wasn't there, there's a scar that really can't be healed, because it's that scar of my own bio who made me didn't bother.
Man, I'm the only child to live like that. You can get over that.
So I mean, it's
I know everybody is different, but
it's like that root. Yeah. And to be honest with you, and I appreciate the male figures I had in my life.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's that one
That real.
Nobody can really do anything about but that dude.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know
he touched my soul because that it explains.
Got a lot of souls out here.
Right.
It explains a lot.
Because that's a lot of us.
A lot,
Right.
A lot of us.
Exactly.
Even if your father is in your life, he still wasn't in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
So you still fatherless technically.
Yeah.
Because he didn't show you anything.
Yeah.
You figured it all out on your own.
And then sometimes that figuring out was trial and error.
Ooh, boy.
That was enough of a journey right there.
I'm talking about jumping out the bridge.
How many times them dice did this here?
I'm trying to tell you. I went from 2 to 3 dice every time.
It really makes a difference, especially when, you know, like I said, we had our dad all the way up into 1994.
And then you guys are fatherless outside of your control. You know what I mean? And that's a whole nother dynamic.
Because it's like when he died, it was like, because we've never been apart. So it's like, wait a minute, the head is gone.
Yeah.
Like, so who steps in? So I knew my mom had to step in, but me as being the oldest, I had to step in. I didn't have to, but I did by taking that responsibility and making sure they were fine and protecting them in a sense. And so that made me like
lose your innocence.
Yeah, because she feels she's more comfortable being a protector than being protected.
Yeah. So when Chef came, let me back up. When my first husband came along and he could not protect me, that rubbed me the wrong way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It totally rubbed me the wrong way. And I end up taking charge. That's how I end up taking charge. Because I'm like, you're not providing. He wasn't doing these things that he was talking about. And in my mind, I'm like, my dad did those things. So I'm expecting you. However, I will say this. That was wrong of me to expect that from him at being a person that I will say that, you know, he did what he did and I'm over the bitterness or whatever. So I'm mature enough to say that was wrong of me to expect those responsibilities on a man who didn't know anything about me, you know, all of that. However, my expectations were still, I need you to protect me. I need you to guide me, this, that, and another. So then when I got married to Chef and he's providing these things and I'm still like,
you still that old person.
Just holding it in.
Hey look, the word of the year, relax.
It's like what you gonna like what you gonna you know
what you got for me?
What can you do? You can't do nothing for me. And he's like, okay, well, if I can't do nothing for you, peace.
All right, I told you.
Yeah.
I already told you.
And I had to be like, oh, wait a minute, he ain't scared to like, I ain't about to argue with you.
I ain't gonna keep on playing with you.
You thought he was gonna back down?
I did. I thought he was gonna be like,
we can only do.
You tried to be LA tough.
Me and Chef had a conversation on that Sunday when we was walking to the car. I said, you know what? People like us, it's no way for others to identify why we move the way we move. We move the way we move because of a certain dichotomy that we came from. And people don't understand it until they get involved with you. You thought he was going to play with you.
Yeah, I did. I thought he was going to play with me.
But if you knew the way he moved, you would have knew he wasn't going to play with you.
Right, because when I tell
none
you,
of them games.
But you know, my great aunt, that's why I said this time around, I had to listen. My great aunt was like, that's who you need. You ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
They kept telling, and my mom, that's the reason why they were like, she had to wait before she died to make sure that
you were good.
Yeah. Exactly. And she liked him. And she would say it to the day, like I got voicemail. She was like, that was who you needed. Because Chef will, y'all, I have to make a disclaimer. That man will protect me.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I'm like, oh, wow. The first time I saw him in action of protection, and you know, I talk about this on my YouTube or whatever, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you all in.
I was like, this man is really all about protecting, like.
Hey, you know what's going on in our head? Man ain't had no wreck in a long time. This is great. This is great.
Right. And providing and guiding, you know, and it was like, oh, this is what we need to allow the men to do. And we have to set these standards, like you said in the beginning, like, and that's something that it said, it's okay for you to say, as Reese said, no, that was not wrong of you. A man is supposed to provide and protect. And if that's what you're expecting and wanting, you make that clear.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yes, I'm strong, but at the end of the day, I still need my man. I don't care what nobody says. I need a man. I need my man. Y'all can talk about it. I don't need no man. I need my man because I don't pick up a gun. You know, I don't. I
we
pray
good
for
with
you.
them.
Right. But not just the physical protection, but I need,
other,
you know, it's like
where you can talk, and be you,
exactly,
and release. Yeah,
I so love this conversation with Mr. James because it put a lot of stuff in the light for me. Like,
absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna breathe, y'all.
It opens a lot of doors.
Right.
I'm gonna breathe.
Actually,
Karen,
it actually starts
Karen,
a lot of conversations too.
Yep.
Yeah,
starts a lot
need to be had within the
because y'all
family.
have daughters.
You have daughters.
Got daughters.
And the exact way he talks to the young ladies that are fatherless, that's the way I talk to my daughters. Right now,
straight up.
I have those conversations, and I don't hide nothing. I don't go behind nothing.
Yeah,
I tell them quick. I don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
He just wants your box. I talk to my daughters like that. Because they can actually identify and see, because when they're not with me, they're gonna still go through those things.
Right.
You know, outside of me being there, when they're with me, dudes are not gonna do it. They see you with your dad. When you're not with me, they're gonna do it. So how you gonna handle yourself then?
Yeah.
Outside of my presence is what matters.
Oh Lord, I can't wait to see y'all kids, girls start dating.
Mine already there.
Who? Oh, she's already there.
Yeah, my 17-year-old.
Oh, okay, 17. How was that?
She been there. I went through the whole.
What you do, Ghost?
I went through the whole thing with her.
I'm saying, how did you treat the guy?
Being
first date.
Like being transparent. Like I'm a real father. Like my daughter was comfortable with coming and telling me she lost her virginity.
Okay.
So I'm that father. And
but how were you on her first date?
The dude knew me, right? And and he was afraid to meet me. And when he came, he sat in the car, and he was just sitting outside in the car. And I never let my daughter leave the couch. I was like, what he think, you just gonna walk to the car or something? So I went to the door and I just opened the door, like, you waiting on somebody? You looking for something? What's up?
How you doing?
He was like, oh yeah, I'm here from Maya. No, you're not. Not until you come in here. We need to talk for a second. Come in here, let's talk for a second.
How Larry Fishburne said, let me talk to you for a second.
Let me talk to you for a second. And then that particular time, I just sat with my knee to his knee, and we just looked him in his eyes, and the first thing I asked him was, what are you? And when he said I'm a Capricorn, I talked to him different.
Okay.
Because I know your build up, I know your makeup, I know what you're thinking, I know at the end of the day you're a lot to handle. But do you know who you are?
Yeah.
Because I'm a Capricorn, I'm a lot to handle, but I know who I am.
Yeah.
So do you know who you are yet?
Yeah.
And he told me no. Because he lost his mom. So when he lost his mom, and then his dad wasn't in his life, and he was raised by his grandmother, he became me.
Okay.
So it was a different. I can relate all the way. So from him graduating, like he's out of high school now. He's trying to figure it out now. He's finna go to college. Because I told him, my daughter's not waiting on you. My daughter's not sitting around here with you, and you're not following her and preventing her from reaching her full potential either.
Y'all
we
hear that?
We can't do that. She don't need to be focused on a relationship that may or may not work, when she can focus on herself, and that's guaranteed to work.
He had to get up
he had to muster up some courage on that one.
When I know for a fact, if I get her to focus on her, she will evolve and become what she really, and then she can meet you, and y'all can do what y'all. I'm not telling y'all not to date. I'm not telling. However, when the time comes where I see this is an interference, that's when Dad come back in, and I have to have a conversation not only with you but with my daughter. Because that's the first person I'm gonna talk to. I'm not gonna blame you. I'm gonna holler at her.
Right.
You gonna really let a man? I told you when you was little, it's nobody gonna love you like me. So what the problem is?
What these daddies,
brother? Speak.
I know. I remember my dad had a gun on the couch.
Oh yeah, I got a whole bunch of them too.
My first date here. My first date here, and when the cell phones were out, well, y'all probably the cell phones when they were in the box.
Yeah, the big boys.
We went up to the movie theater. My first date, movie theater over here on Old National, that big movie theater. He said, when I call that phone, you better pick up. Now, mind you, I think that's when Boys in the Hood came out. So the theater was packed. I'm talking about old Nat Al. That phone rung in the middle of the movie. I was like, and you know, you big time if you had the cell phone with the pad, right? But it was embarrassing because the phone kept ringing and I was
couldn't
like,
control that.
So I'm like bending down. Hello. He said, I don't hear nothing. I'm like, Daddy, because the movie playing. Like, and everybody talking about shh. I'm like, hello. I was scared. Hello. You know, people saw it, and that's so old national.
Right.
I ain't, you know, the first time that ain't my crowd. So, you know, that was back.
Old national, like, different vibe.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh Lord, Daddy, you about to get me killed up in here because I'm on the phone thinking I'm all that. Somebody said she thinks she all that with that cell phone.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Let me put it back down. Let me put it back down. And my dad was like not the one to play. Like he was very protective of us. Like so, I'm glad to hear y'all dads talk like still protect. Reese said, brace yourself, dads. A man in her life is going to trump everything you think she should know. Relax. She needs to learn and grow.
I absolutely understand that. However, as a father, I will direct my child. I understand that. I understand that perfectly. And I allow her to grow, but I don't allow her to grow wild.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Ooh, I can't wait. How old is your daughter, Tank?
15.
Ooh, and then yours is
mine is 13 and has not dated yet, but I'm gonna give him the Reggie treatment.
Oh, I've already had one come over. I've had one come over.
Yeah,
I handled that.
Yeah, you what you call it?
He gonna get Reggie.
It's inevitable that it's gonna happen. I mean, she's a daughter. I mean,
you don't even have to do
nothing.
But
you are so hard on your girls. What?
I'm hard on my boy.
You hard on your boys? Really?
What?
Yes. Really?
My son is terrified of me.
Really?
He thinks I'm the boogeyman.
The thing is,
good Lord.
I don't have to worry about my daughter because she has a lot of my traits. I could drop my daughter off in the middle of Egypt. She gonna call me in 2 weeks. Hey, I got my apartment and car.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
And if she's fearless.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. But my son, because I hold him to a standard, because you the king.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. My dad, he treated each one of us differently. Like my sister is daddy's girl. That don't talk about Joe Collier about nothing because she gonna go off and I'm like, Lisa, all right. Like like we had a different relationship. My dad trusted my sister more with the streets, and because he would always say,
"Yeah, you were the flower."
And he would tell me all the time. He said, "My other kids, I ain't got nothing to worry about." He said, "But you, I got to worry about in these streets." And I'd be like, "But Dad," he said, "No."
Hey, look, it's a look on your face. It's a look on your face.
He did. He would be like, he said, "Lord," he said, he said, "You he's smart as hell in them books, but dumb in them streets."
Yeah, you got no street sense.
My dad was straight. He ain't do all that sugarcoat. He was straight to it. And I'd be like, "Dad, why you call me?" He said, "No." He said, "Because I know my kids." He said, I'm worried about." He said, "I know you can take care of yourself on everything else." He said, "But I am afraid of you in the streets." He said, "Lisa, them, they got it. They good. They know how to." And sure enough, that's how we grew up because they take care of me because they knew the street life just wasn't my calling. I wasn't anointed in that area. So my sister then protected me when it came to that. And it's funny because my friends do that, but like the other round, like I wasn't the 559 crew.
Oh yeah, that was
I got kicked out of 559.
I was in that thing.
Yeah, like I was not allowed to go to 559 with my friends.
I was in that thing.
They were like, "Sean, this is not your territory. You go down to Bell Bottoms."
Yeah. You go to Bell Bottoms. You need to go that way.
You go on the Club Echelon.
Yeah, you go there. You go that way.
You go to Buckhead. We
gonna go this way. We gonna go be ratchet.
You know, they did. They be like, "No, don't you come? Don't you even do it."
Where you come from?
Yeah, he just all over.
I thought it was a picture at first.
She said, "Yeah, back in college, I was not." So it's funny because your parents actually know you. So know. Wow! Shout out to all the dads, the good dads. Shout out to all of the fathers. That's out here. Johnny,
can y'all hear me?
What's going on? Yeah, now we can hear you. Where you just sitting there? You were frozen.
I was here listening.
Oh, you were? Yeah. We thought he was froze because he wasn't moving. That's the reason I didn't say nothing. You were so still. Where did you practice that at?
Right.
It's funny you say that because I got a bill coming up and I'm talking about being still is important. It's crazy. Well, yeah. TaShon, man, this is a powerful conversation. That minister you had on, man, he said some real powerful things, and man, and I want to thank you, for creating this platform, for men and for women to better understand men.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, man, for having these conversations. But unfortunately,
it's
what I
needed.
learned is definitely needed. But I learned like it's a huge difference between getting help and being helped along. And I know that a lot of people just want to be helped along. And when I say that, it's like helped along in their idea, helped along in what they believe, helped along with in everything like they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And when they really need is help, and it's like it's crazy. People are just stuck in ideas, man. They're not really listening to when they need to. This platform you created, man, can really change the lives and could change more lives of a lot of people if they would recognize that they need the help. We don't know everything. We don't know everything about men and women. We don't know how to handle fatherless men, fatherless women. You know what I mean? But we can still come listen to TaShon and Friends Saturday morning and get some knowledge on how to.
Talk about it.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all letting me come in here and be transparent because I don't have time to sugarcoat. I'm almost 50, and in my first half of my life is like I lived in silence, and it wasn't bad, but it's like when you start trying to figure out things, you're like, wait a minute, I know I'm not the only one, or what is going on with this communication gap? I know we're not the only ones that's having issues. What can we do to bridge this to bridge this communication gap? Because there's a big, just by someone else saying talk about fatherless daughters, because you never think about that kind of stuff at some point in life, because you're so bogged down with everything else, and you never think, like it really does have a trickle down effect. It really does affect your other relationships because you have this idea, or you're thinking, oh well, it didn't really matter, but it really does.
That's right.
So I appreciate y'all and so forth.
Thank you. I mean, everybody, I'm gonna make another video on how powerful your show is, and everybody needs to tune in. That for real.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what?
I appreciate
we just been refueled, and we just about to fire off, bro.
Yeah. I mean, for all cylinders.
Absolutely.
All 12.
Absolutely. I'm talking about for real. All 12.
But look, before we even try to wind down, she's sitting over there in the cut.
Yeah, she lasted more than 10 minutes. She was supposed to come up to the mic.
This show is growing, and it's because of y'all that it's growing. So
she's been over there making comments.
Yeah, off mic.
This is my baby, right? So when I came to y'all knew how serious I was.
Yeah.
And y'all pushed me along in the right direction. Y'all left me out there on my own.
Sink or swim.
You gonna have to do it. I'm like, oh, so they really just gonna do it like that?
Yes.
But
sink or swim on crutches.
And so for me to watch this show grow and elevate because of you all and so forth, I had to bring in some help, some assistance. Yeah. And you know how I am, even when I had to go and
it's hard to let go.
Let y'all come on in with the crew. I don't like advertising, but I always pray, and it always be those only people that apply. Because I'll be like, Lord, if I put this out here, send me the right people. And so I don't know why she's sitting over there. So come on over.
Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna introduce.
You're already there.
You're mic'd up.
One of my interns to YGM.
Absolutely.
Miss Caprice Clark.
Yeah.
She ain't new to radio.
Welcome. Yeah, she know radio. Go to pull that mic towards your sister.
I am I'm so eager and excited to have her and the other young lady who will be in next week. When I put this out that I needed
interns because the show is growing.
Right.
The responsibilities are growing, which is a good thing.
Always.
And I'm like, shoot, SME ain't gonna leave me out. No,
That's exactly what
y'all
she
ain't gonna
said.
leave me out.
Yeah, she
no,
really told us that. Like,
y'all ain't gonna leave me out the loop.
well,
I'm gonna get my people too. How about that?
I mean, look at that hand. Look at that hand motion.
I'm gonna get me some people too. How about that?
We're gonna have a whole squad.
And so,
right.
When I put it out there, honestly, I was praying. I was like, all right, Lord, you know how I feel about people. You know how I feel about my baby and just the connection and the vibe. And I interviewed her, chatted with her, and it was like, okay. And then she was recommended by some good people, good friends and whatnot. And I'm just happy to have Miss Caprice Clark.
I am happy to
Welcome.
be
One of my
pull that mic in a little bit closer, scoot closer, dude. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So
I was just saying, you got to put it in her face. Turn up back there, Ron. You got to control.
It's up there. It's up there, though.
I want you to tell us who you is. Who is you?
Who is you?
Who it is?
Who is you?
I am Miss Caprice.
96 or 93?
Oh, Lord.
That's a good
81.
question.
I like that kind of box joint. You the box joint. Okay, the classic. Say less. Okay, she came back real strong, didn't she, Tay? She came back real strong.
How the engine run, Tank?
She got it. Hey, look. The only thing I can say, Tay, she got a good body. She'll be able to hit everything on the road and keep moving.
Hey, 8-track.
Not an 8-track. I don't know. Well, look.
What you got?
Like the cassette.
What cassette playing?
Oh, let me see.
Hold on. It's a Caprice now. Hold on. It's a Caprice now. It's a Caprice now.
She trying to get it together.
She got to get it. The car started.
The car started.
What's
the cassette that's about to go right? Oh, for me, it's the Orange Juice Jones. I'm sorry.
Okay. You can continue to tell us who you is.
Walking in the rain?
I saw.
Okay.
Walking in the rain. Yeah.
My bad. We had a moment.
Had to start ready and everything. Oh, boy.
Hey, look. Seems like she slid right on
here.
And she a product of the HBCU family.
Come on.
All right. So she home. Y'all know how we do. We try to keep it the HBCU love up in here.
Yes.
You know? So tell us what you do and who you are.
Oh, Lord. So let's see. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm about to turn 40 in a couple of weeks.
You see,
yes,
I like you already.
Yes, it's about to be Leo season.
Oh, there go Prince. Hold on. Oh, wow.
You got
somebody with you, Prince. We got somebody with you, Prince. I'm gonna let you have it. I ain't gonna need. You know what? You knew. Today. The next week is gonna be Capricorn.
You know what? I'm gonna let y'all Capricorns have it because I have a baby. He's a Capricorn. Is he a Capricorn?
He's blessed.
Yeah, he's a Capricorn. January 14th.
Absolutely, Capricorn.
Sonya, another Capricorn nephew.
Hey, go ahead and start him a business now. He'll be ready to run it by the time he's 13.
You know, and I've been doing this video thing. I have my own like weekend morning show on IDNX. Shout out to Miss Trish. I got that's where I got my start. You know, I did interns with V103, went to Atlanta Broadcast Institute. So I'm in this thing. I love it.
Let's get it.
Her resume is impressive. And one of my reads, I asked her, I said, well, why do you want to intern with me? Look, because her resume is impressive. But her answer was so humbling and just like, wow.
You can never know too much.
Yeah.
I want to grow. I want to learn.
Yeah.
I want to know what I don't know.
Yeah.
And I want to help.
Yeah.
I can be of assistance.
Hey, you know what? Let me tell y'all listeners something.
That.
When you have gotten to a point, got to a point in your life where you can serve.
Yeah.
And you can serve to grow and to evolve.
Yeah.
Success is on the other side.
Yeah.
Automatically.
Yep.
Automatically.
Yeah.
It never fails.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I love that answer. And I was like, hey, I'm all about growing.
Look, and the first what I tell you, I said I don't need nobody to fetch my coffee or nothing like that.
Nah, I won't do that.
I'm none of that.
Only time we do that is when she going to get coffee, and I call her like, sis, you grab me one too.
So I'm like,
and then she won't take my money. I'm still pissed about that.
Don't worry about that type of internship. When you ain't young, you grown.
I was like, okay, am I gonna be getting water?
Look, gotta answer this question.
What's that?
Favorite black TV show?
Ooh, I don't know.
But you a Caprice though.
I mean, I'm saying I sit down and I watch Good Times. I watch The Jeffersons. Yes. I'm saying I watch Martin. Now don't ask me about no movies because I don't watch no movies. I don't. Like when
have you ever seen The Wiz?
Wait a minute.
Take a call.
Wait a minute.
No, come on.
Take a call.
I know.
Take a call.
Hold on. Which one is The Wiz? Before I talk about it, because we might be on the same.
No, yeah, I know The Wiz. The one with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's the one with Michael Jackson. Yeah, I seen it.
He's on there.
Yeah.
I never seen it.
He's on that road with the lion and all of that.
Yeah.
I'm real when it comes to black movies.
Yeah, I seen that.
I just saw Boys in the Hood.
Hey. I'm gonna need for you to hold on. Hey, turn my car. Mute. Turn off. Turn my car.
It's turned down and muted for that.
She said she just saw Boys in the Hood, y'all.
No, I mean, I'm saying.
I'm mute. Hey, look, I'm from Normandy and Weston.
Ma'am, you're still on mute.
Let her.
You want me to unmute?
Let's hear her out.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna unmute her for now.
Okay, so it was like 2004 when I first saw Boys in the Hood, and only because my mama, if that thing was not rated G or PG, I wasn't going to see it.
Okay.
Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
I was watching
Mama was
Home Alone.
Okay. So in 2004, when you got introduced to that climate, how did you feel?
That was my first and only time seeing it. I mean, it was a good movie, but I didn't care to watch it again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we will let that slide.
Did you see the color?
Oh, I can recite that word for word.
Okay.
I can recite that word for word.
I done fixed that mic so I know if it be cheap. I done fixed that mic.
But you know, my friends tell me that I'm going to have a black sit down day, like a black movie I've never seen. Like
so you said you get a pass. You know the color purple.
Like Juice and Love Jones. And I've never. No.
Oh, wait.
You ain't seen Juice?
No, I'm talking about Love Jones. You ain't seen that?
What's the movie? Wakanda Forever?
I don't want to hear that. She ain't never seen Love Jones?
Bro, she just said she's not a movie person. We gonna leave her in this pocket.
That's all right.
You know what?
She got the net 6 months with me.
Hey, look, you know what? You know what, sis? Every month.
Every month.
Brother, to have 1 or 2 movie nights.
Yeah, we got
movie nights. She just
had to do it again.
She just made us do the 102 movie nights.
We're gonna have to do it all over again.
All over again.
You don't know about Brother to the Night?
All season.
Brother to the
I know. What was in the, so you don't know about Peter Wheatstraw?
Oh my God.
Son-in-law?
No.
None of that?
No. Who are these?
The lion got her on single fire tree?
So you said, wait, sis, okay, we need to schedule a movie marathon weekend. Yes, we are.
We need a movie marathon.
You know what? Also, it's a game that goes with it where you recite movie quotes.
Yeah.
And you got to get it right.
You got to get it right.
Like I gave you 15 plus 25.
That's going to be your first event task.
Can you buy that?
Create movie night.
Can you buy that?
Movie night.
I mean, we 447.
I mean, for real.
But we will excuse her because she knows the color purple.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She has a foundational piece.
But you're giving her a grace period because you don't know where to stick yourself.
You know what? We did say this. You know how we were talking about, trees and roots. So she got a nice root. Now we got to get her branches. Yeah,
It's nothing better than nothing better than the color purple cornerstone.
Yeah, she got a cornerstone.
She got to watch the match first. We got to go back to the 70s.
Sheesh.
We gotta get you to read Iceberg Slim. We're gonna make you black.
You know what? Hold on. Might have to just give you that sleeper. Cornbread Earl and me.
Hey,
Claudine. That's what we got to say.
Yeah.
But I mean, we love it. I'm loving the fact that you are here already. You see how she just fit in?
Yeah, right in.
Any Sidney Poitier movie.
Just lied on.
Just lied on me.
Not guilty.
Yeah.
You look at me as a black man. Do you see me?
Saya said, Caprice, we love you though. That's right, girl. We love her. We love her.
Sure do.
We embracing her. She got the color purple now. She got the color purple.
Let me tell you something, Caprice. You're gonna have a lot of fun in here. Let me tell you this. This is a radio station where you're gonna have a lot of fun in here organically. It ain't forced.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I'm just super stoked about the collab, just to see what you bring and to see your growth, because like I told you in the interview, I want to see you grow with your endeavors. The fellas are awesome. They want to see everyone grow. Everybody in here is doing something.
Hey, I'm the protector.
And we protect him.
Yeah, I'm the protector.
Right.
I don't play by my people.
Security.
Y'all play by my people.
Go on out there and shave it.
I don't play by my people.
Right. And so you said she would gain a whole family as well.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we got to commit. You know what? We got to put something together.
We got to put something together. That's what
I already got some ideas.
Yeah.
We'll talk. I got some ideas. We got to put something together.
Absolutely.
She is new to the SMEYGM family.
Absolutely.
Let's
we're so happy to have her. So thank you.
We got. Hey, look, we got to do it right. We got to greet you. You know what I'm saying? But you already was in here, so.
Look, Rob be on it.
Of course.
He don't drink no coffee, no nothing.
Right.
It's just natural.
Mind you, look, I only had a few.
I know.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely, because I just left here like
we don't sleep.
After midnight.
We don't sleep.
Yeah, we don't. We don't. Really. Like, but the no sleep is a passionate no sleep.
Yeah.
It's not a no sleep like, man, I ain't getting no sleep or nothing like that. But when we do, it's the best sleep of our lives. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm having.
So look,
we call it success rest.
I'll sleep later.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to talk about Sha'Carri. I want to do that next.
Could I bring something up about it real quick?
Yeah.
I just want to bring this up about it. I made a post. I didn't make that post blindly. I made that post because there is something happening at Situations Media Entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's why I made that post. So starting on next Wednesday, we're going to have Dr. TaShon coming in, and he's going to be speaking about the medicinal benefits of CBD, hemp, and all of that. And it's not something that's just going to happen on one Wednesday. It's going to be going forward.
Yeah.
I'm involved with the Matcha Foundation. I'll let you guys know all about it.
What time on Wednesdays?
Cool.
It's going to be 9 to 10.
9 to 10, right there on the morning machine.
I want to talk about her next week because, again, just
it's
embracing
important.
her as a young person.
Yeah.
I know she's going to learn from her mistakes. We all make mistakes. And there's so many factors with that. We know that rules are rules. And so hopefully she will understand and learn. And she did on her interview take full responsibility. Right. And, given the circumstances by her just losing her mom, finding out this information, people deal with different ways. But I personally, YGM is a supporter of Sha'Carri.
And I am too. And I just want to say this, what you said. I understand the rules. This is where my anger and frustration resides.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps did the same thing.
Keep that same energy.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
Sure did.
Boy, you ain't so
I want to talk about that next week because I don't think we have a guest, so we'll be able to fully go into that. But
I can't wait.
Yeah,
but the killer part about it is we can talk positively about all these painkillers and this destruction that they serve.
Situations Media Entertainment is
how you sitting there and you giving it to these mothers and fathers, cause them to sit there and not be aware or present. You're setting up another barrier.
Yeah.
That's
that's why I said I want to talk about it next week, because I have my own experiences with the pain medicines from the loss of my mother and all of that.
And you know what? CBD would have been your
I will be transparent next week, so y'all come on back and talk about that.
I'm gonna be transparent too. I might be CBD'd up in here.
What does your clause say? What does your MOU say?
I can act the fool.
Yeah.
Well,
Now,
Nice try.
Especially if it's
Nice try.
All of the verbiage on there, I didn't read none of them but the part where you got the right to act the fool. Sign.
And if it's
I know who I work for, and I know what I'm supposed to do. I work for TaShon. I'm supposed to act the fool.
Exactly.
Hey, and 45 minutes before the show starts.
Yeah.
You can't use that against them.
45 minutes before the show starts.
Thank you, Mickey. I want you to have a fabulous 4-2. Thank you so much for supporting.
Always.
But before we leave, before we start in, tell us what y'all each got going on. Tank the Sports Guy. What you got coming on up?
I am a proud grandpa.
Congratulations.
I just want to say this.
Big baby boy.
I am enjoying getting old, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And you understand what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
I am enjoying.
I got 8 kids at my house right now.
Yeah.
I'm the first half maybe a little but I'm enjoying.
Yeah.
I look at this picture probably all day long.
Yeah.
I'm on videos. I mean
memories.
Yeah.
This, memories. This is another generation.
Yeah.
That's
that started with you.
Started with you.
Hey, I'm gonna put your name on it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Welcome to the family.
It's a great honor for a man who paved the way for them to do what they need to do. Which is why this is why we have a lot of mothers and fathers naming first generation, second generation, third generation, because you built a legacy that you stood on and you carried on and
this
continue
is real
to stand
reward for me. This is real.
Yeah, that's the real reward. Yeah,
exactly.
For me.
That's your riches and glory.
Yeah.
I mean,
fact though.
I'm counting down till I drive down and go get it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
that day is going to be one for the ages. And just speaking that into existence, but you know what you built on your family name. You know what you built. You know what you stand on. You continue to stand on it, which is why there's going to be a fourth.
Yeah.
There's going to be a fourth.
Just to have that, another king.
Continue that generation.
Just to have another king to say, hey, you know what? This is what I can give back to the world. Some kings who actually want to rule.
Yeah.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Glad to hear that family growing. That's it. That family growing. Green Machine, what you got coming on up?
The Atlanta Curve Weekend is coming up.
Gotcha.
Atlanta Curve Weekend is coming up. Now, listen. First of all, vendors are starting to sell out. Like they're coming in like hot cakes.
Absolutely.
Early at 6 a.m. in the morning.
I'm talking about phone be
Y'all better
in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Right.
Like they are really claiming these spots.
Yeah.
So shout out to the vendors who have come through and really want to indulge in this weekend, a weekend of evolution and empowerment of the curvy full figure women and the big men as well. But also shout out to our sponsor, Lisssen I, who believed in us that we can really make these things shake and make them happen and continuously. But listen, you need to get your tickets now. Promo code ATL. That's all you need to do. Promo code ATL. You need to get your tickets at AtlantaCurveWeekend.com. Click the images for the events. Just click them. They're going to take you right to the tickets. At checkout, use promo code ATL, and you're going to get yourself a discount because them prices going up at the end of business Monday. I'm telling you, but the best value is to just get the plus pass so you can get into everything.
What's the website? Where can they purchase?
AtlantaCurveWeekend.com.
Atlanta Curve.
AtlantaCurveWeekend.com. Or they could go to 1026thesituation.com and scroll down a bit and click the flyer. You'll get to AtlantaCurveWeekend.com. So you got several ways to get there. Just get there.
Yes, sir. My grill will be hot.
Ain't gonna have the aprons above.
And you know what?
Everything in house.
It's somebody big boy on the grill.
It's somebody.
Hey, look, darling, baby.
Get your tickets.
We gonna go to the grill, boy.
Yes.
Ohio players.
Oh, you gonna get horns.
Horns playing when I flip that burger.
Get your tickets. Get your tickets. Ghost, what you got going on?
I'm focusing on this Atlanta Curve weekend. I got a couple other things going on behind the scenes that I don't want to really speak on right now because they kind of some big deals.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make you guys smile within the next 6 months. Just know that.
That'll work.
Hey, you better do that.
Yes.
And y'all go to I have 3 vendor spots left for the biggest event, end of the summer.
You got but 3 left?
I got 3 vendor spots left.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and fill those up. We moving and grooving.
Y'all better claim those spots. They're gonna get going by the end of the show.
If you
and we only got 7 minutes.
If you want information, email me at TrinetteLcollier@gmail. Send your information if you want to become a vendor. I only have 3. And tickets will go on sale Tuesday. They were supposed to go on today, but something came up. But don't worry, Tuesday I will have the announcement and the ticket sales will go, will be live on Tuesday, after the 4th.
Quick question for you. I think I got like 2-3 people that want to sponsor. You accept the sponsorship?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I just sent them your way.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. Well, September 25th. So mark your calendars. I will tell y'all that. Mark your calendars for September 25th, 2021.
It's going down right here at Morris Brown campus.
I love it. It's going down.
Oh, yeah.
All white party event. I have an awesome panel. I'm not going to release them. I'm not going to release them just yet.
Nah.
But I have
we don't want to talk about that.
Fire panel. It's going to be off the chain. This is going to be the end of the summer event. Epic event. All white.
I'm getting chills right now.
All white. You know it must be.
And it ain't because of the air.
But I don't like all white being out and because you know you're always messing up something.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
All white after Labor Day. Yeah.
You know. But
after Labor Day.
After Labor Day.
No, we doing.
Yes.
We doing.
It's gonna be after Labor Day.
We doing things.
But stay connected to IamTrinetteLcollier.com. The tickets will be on sale Tuesday.
Claim a sellout.
Maybe Monday. I don't know, but just stay connected. Yes, selling
no matter what day it is, we still claim a sellout.
We selling out. We selling out. So
that's all we do.
Only a limited amount of tickets will be sold. So when they go on sale, you better grab your.
Get it while it's good.
Get it while it's good. I can't hold no tickets.
I ain't trying to hold none.
Say no tickets. You know,
we not holding spots, so claim them.
Ain't holding
before
spots.
Somebody claims yours.
But I got 3 vendor spots left, you guys. I will be closing that out. After those 3. That's it.
That's it. That's a wrap.
The only thing you can do after those 3 is
purchase you a ticket.
To sponsor.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it.
If you want to be out there.
And you know what? I actually have 2 sponsors who actually did sponsor me, and I appreciate them. Rodney Lawrence and Daisha Jackson. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
For sending your sponsorship. I appreciate you all so much because again, that lets me know. Well, they even told me, they were like, we believe in what you do. We appreciate you.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
When I heard that, they were like, check your email, sis. I was like, huh? I was like, oh wow. They were like, this is a seed that we're sowing. I was like,
that's when you know you're moving in the right direction.
Right. In the middle of the night, you get an email saying, hey.
People just willingly do it. You know, that's how you move. They know how you move. They know how you operate, and they want to be a part of that movement. And that also doesn't come with just being on social media and just listening to shows. That's monetarily support. They're just like, just check your email.
Yeah,
did you get that notification?
Yeah, I was like, wow, okay, you know, and I'm just like, wow, like, so that drives me to do my best, you know what I'm saying, for you all. So I really appreciate that. But stay connected to IamTrinetteLcollier.com. Be on the lookout. Ticket sales will go on. They will be popping up.
And they'll be sold out too.
Yes, they're going to be sold out. Continue to follow me on all social media platforms. IG, Facebook. Me and Facebook kind of separate right now, but IG.
Yeah, I'm about done with that guy too.
Separated, you know.
Separate.
Stream YouTube.
I think I did a Google. I think it's like 119
talking about me.
Social media platforms.
Really?
And we only use like 3 or 4.
Yeah, because you know they about to mess. They mess with my.
Yeah, they mess with the paper.
With the paper and the brand.
Yeah.
But you know, I still love y'all though. But
love don't live here.
We're gonna find some of
anymore.
Yeah, you know.
The whole album.
The whole album.
Whole one.
But I need y'all to come on back next week because we really gonna talk. We have some.
Yeah, we're gonna chop it up.
We're gonna chop it up, and we got an awesome month, July.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if Rashawn can make it here.
Okay.
Yeah, I see if he can pull up.
Yeah.
And when y'all see him, y'all gonna be like, "That's the Rashawn you was." I took a picture and put it up, tried to give you a little teaser, but for those who know,
your page?
Yeah. I said for those who know, they know.
Oh, okay. I need to go back on there.
Yeah, he has a twin brother.
Oh, okay.
His twin brother is the physician, and he's the MD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Bring them on
Yeah.
in. Bring them on
That's the
in.
two twins that graduated from Morehouse.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you putting them on it? I'm on it.
Yes, sir.
I'm on it.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what they graduated.
You know what? And let me tell you, if y'all ain't seen us in action, last Sunday we were all what? We were clean.
Hey, look, we were clean and cultured.
We were clean.
I was a little tipsy.
Clean, cultured, and civilized.
I was snatched. I only had two turtles out.
Hey, look. Go home.
Oh, stupid.
Go home.
Go on.
My old days, I would have had a whole like 5, 6, 7 girdles. I only had 2, y'all. I lost me some pounds. I only had 2 girdles. I was snatched. And I still was able to breathe. Amen. But when I got home, off of 75.
Release the Kraken.
You don't take it off in the car?
I couldn't. Not this time. I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was all strategically wrapped in stuff.
She said she was strapped up like she was bungee jumping.
Man.
Wow.
I was so glad that dress was a stretch dress because, boy, when I tell you, the things we do as women to look good.
Lord.
Why you gotta make that face?
It's the truth.
Hey, whenever you wear shoes that you know are too small,
man,
it ain't
men
even
won't
too
do
small.
that. Men won't do that.
Yeah. So we had a good time. We were in the building, and so
it was awesome.
It was awesome. So
absolutely.
Until next time, y'all. Next week, y'all come on back up in here. Next week, right here, where 102.6 The Situation, and we are out. DJ, turn that up.
Saturday mornings, I'm tuned in. Listening to TaShon, she be going in. Black queen for us black kings. We can learn a thing or two when we're locked in. One of the few places we can be heard. Man, I rocks with her, that's my word. The show is enlightening, engagement always enticing. I always come with an open mind, I'm never frightened. Guaranteed to walk your way with minerals. Now that I'm thinking everything else is minuscule. We're the fools who don't protect black women. No argument, disrespect. That's it, y'all. Please come in peace when you call in. Cause the friends ain't no slouch, fair warning. You got mail messages from him. Y'all better listen if you wanna win. Wanna win in life, y'all. You wanna win in life. Tune in to TaShon and Friends. You got mail messages from him. Yeah. You've got mail messages from him. 10 a.m. to noon Saturdays. Tune in. Yeah. You've got mail messages from him.